Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Preppers. Oh, wow. And we'll try to shift the subject from crotch rot over to something
Good luck. I know
make
Joan Jett did a song called Cherry Bomb, but she didn't do one called Crotch Rot. So,
Hey, that would be an awesome heavy metal song. I know it. I know it would.
yeah, send everybody fleeing out of the audience.
Or a grunge band name. Anyway, I'd like to welcome my panel this week, the Oklahoma Prepper.
Yay.
Wait. Mouse Toast. Squibload.
Hey.
And Hawaii Volcano Squad.
Where we have King Tides.
Thanks for joining us. In the external right now, we have Finger Lakes Prepper. We have Athrenus Eye. We have Wee Tree Bonsai. Sandy's Passions was out there a few minutes ago, so I'm sure she's around somewhere. Good to have all of you. I know there's more than that out. There's Hidden Numismatist. What's his name again?
Hidden Numismatist. Nailed it. Nailed it. Tell me I didn't nail it.
Nailed it. But bam with the hammer.
Been practicing.
And we've got the John Z Project out there. Hey, glad to see ya. Good to see you all. Okay, so hopefully we're finishing up the whole series on Bugout bags, but we'll see. Okay, so here we go. Prepper said he's going to do a video on wildfire, what to do if wildfires are coming. Hey, Jason McDaniel. Hey, Patrick Nobles. Hey, Faith Abounds at Melody Acres. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see y'all. Okay. Can you hear me? Oklahoma Prepper.
Oklahoma, answer oily now. You're muted.
Yeah.
You're talking to me. You're just talking.
Check you. Question.
Am I
talking
Is
to
this
me?
Charlie Brown teacher thing? Yes, so.
Am I starting with my wildland fire thing?
Yes, that's what I was.
Okay. Something like that in there somewhere. Okay, so real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I can really get long-winded with fire prevention subject. Because I was a firefighter, wildland firefighter and structural firefighter, we are in the third year in a row of no breaks in between fire season. We have not been out of fire season since I want to say I think it's been 2 years ago. So for those of you that live out in rural areas, just kind of remember to be fire wise. If you have trees that are within 50-foot radius of your house, be prepared to lose your house. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I'm not going to sit there and tell you that there's a chance you can lose your house. More than likely, I mean, you can count on one hand how many times you're going to lose your house over not losing your house at all in a wildfire. I mean, it's going to happen, period.
I lost my house to a wildfire. I mean, I was renting, but
yeah. So
that was when I lived in Malibu.
If you guys at all possible, and I told Oily earlier tonight, I said that if you can possibly on a daily basis water your yard, give yourself a 50-foot diameter around your house, water your yard, and make sure that all brush is far away from your house. If you have some type of irrigation system for such as ranching or farming, that may be something that you want to consider putting in if there is a fire approaching your property, put it in at the head end of the fire so that you can be able to set your water and leave. I will have a video on that tonight or tomorrow, depends on how my uploads put a link in the I will put a link in the comment of this video later on, and I will see if I can get Oily to pin it up to the top. That way I can help you guys out. So that being said, I'm going to give it back to you, Oily.
There's a question in the peanut gallery. What is the minimum distance to have cleared around your house?
Don't go for minimum. Go for maximum. I can just tell you, when in the Malibu fire that I went through, although I wasn't there, it was like I was working in Burbank and I never made it back home. And it was like a flamethrower, because it was Santa Ana wind conditions. I remember waking up in the morning, looking out at the ocean. I was up on Ramble Pacific on a little bluff over the ocean across from Duke's on Pacific Coast Highway, and I looked at the ocean. There's all these white caps breaking. And so it looks like a windy day. Went back to work, and it was 50, 60 miles an hour wind, and it's just like a flamethrower. If anything burns, it's just going to go whichever way the wind blows. So don't figure out what the minimum is. Figure out how far you can clear it.
Okay, wait, I messed the question up. What is the best fire break distance for trees from the homes? I thought it was the 50 feet you said. Okay, thank you.
Depends how tall they are, I would guess.
At the very least, you want to get the height of the tree, and you want to double that. That is the very, very minimum, and that's actually pushing it, because like he said, winds can carry firebrands up to a mile ahead of the fire, and then you have spot fires that are starting a mile ahead of the actual fire.
Yeah, you're dealing with the heat off of that, and it dries out the stuff in front of it too, which also, spontaneously combusts. The fire doesn't even touch it. Yeah.
Just think it's like a flamethrower headed in your direction,
And they have unlimited. It's a flamethrower with about a mile mile range.
Jay Watterson's out there now. Hey, Jay. And I guess the hidden numismatist took offense to your calling them the peanut gallery.
Okay, hey, hidden numismatist, bite me. Okay, I'm messing up tonight. I don't even drink alcohol, people. I'm fine. But then I thought it was the minimum distance was the question. It was about a tree. I said 50 feet. I was trying to help, and I just couldn't remember external. The people we love. I just got it wrong. And Oily makes me turn this light on, and I'm in the middle of maxi pause. I'm 950 degrees. My bone marrow is boiling like a volcanic eruption, like my friend to my left. Okay, I'm suffering over here. Maybe my brain's been affected. I don't know. I'm sorry. My apologies. Hidden. That's all. I'm good now, Oily. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Lather on some more of that lavender there, Mouse. Calm me down, girlfriend.
Should I just drink
it? On the back of your neck to help cool you down a bit.
I just drink it. Yeah.
Just drink that stuff. Okay. So, anybody else new pop in while I was looking? I don't think so. Think we're good. Living frugal and prepping. Hello out there. Glad to see you. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get started on this, but first I wanted to show you what I got in mail. I got the little toilet paper tabs.
Oh my God, don't use them. You're going to get a rash. I told you not to use those. Okay, who wants to wipe with something wet? What is wrong with you people? No.
There's nothing wrong with wiping with something wet if you need to. It depends on the situation.
I like my toilet paper dry, but I'm just talking about my own behind. But you go ahead and spit on it with your saliva to activate it. Wipe your fanny with it.
Better than poison ivy.
Okay, so I got these. If you're getting crotch right, just take one of these dry things, shove it down in your undies, and it'll go poof.
This is so much better than CNN.
I promise, viewers, preppers, chatters, we will get serious sometime tonight.
Oh my gosh! And then John Z says those are for those squatchy moments. Oh,
God.
here's how thick they are.
Ew. See, don't spit on it. It'll puff up. It'll look like a tampon.
Hey, you know, speaking of, I wonder if that would work like in a wound hole. You know, stick it in there like a.
It'll make the wound wide, or it'll start puffing up and then opening it more.
Oh, yeah, we
Actually,
don't want to do
seriously,
that. Okay.
We're serious? Oh, go. You're serious.
New dressing that is pretty much like a huge syringe about this big around that is stuck in a bullet hole and is used in the military. And it uses something like those little tabs, but it's a foam like a styrene.
Yes.
That expands real big. So that's actually a great point. I'm glad you said something about that.
Because that would come out oily, like little pieces of wet tissue, like after you blowed your nose, or say, wet toilet paper. And imagine trying to pick out the little pieces.
This is actually a cloth material.
Mm-hmm.
But no, what I have it for is instead of like having multiple rags, it would be like for what? Like washing your body, for face, for arms, for, you know, just cleaning the crotch to keep from getting crotch rot. You know, at the end of the day, things like that. So anyway, what is Jay Watt saying? Get wet wipes and let them dry out. You can do that. Very good idea. Because they already have the soap on them. Mouse Toes, you're muted.
Well, I had a snorting fit. That's a really good idea for reels, and it cuts weight from the bag, he said. Or she.
Well, and they also showed you can take take paper towels and take a paintbrush and brush on your soap solution, whatever it is, your safe, whatever kind of non-toxic solution you want to use, brush it on there, let it dry out, and then cut it in little squares, put it in a little tin, and then you have a bunch of little, to be able to wash your hands, little soap squares for body,
Right.
larger ones for your body, smaller ones for your hands. Really great idea.
How much
Okay, I don't
did the
even know
bag
that.
cost? John Z asked, how much is that?
This one, it was, it has 50, I think I got 2 of these that have 50 towels each for around $10 or something like that.
Nice.
And it has a tube in there to carry them in.
What's it called exactamundo, Lee?
Easy Towel.
Okay. I like the tube because think about it. It's in your purse, in your bag. Something might spill on it. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah, here, and the tube comes already pre-filled. So, it's a lot more compact than carrying around a bunch of towels,
yes.
You know.
Easy to drop in your purse, leave in your car, you know.
Exactly.
Oh, Squib says, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Looks like Alka-Seltzer hidden.
It does, doesn't it? And each bag has a tube in it, so.
Nice.
Anyway. All right. Yeah.
Wipe your fanny with it.
Yep. And they, like, you can find your own tubes. You can get bags in larger sizes. Use a medicine bottle, like an old medicine bottle or something, and just put your tabs in it. Doesn't have to. You can get them where you can get a lot more. So you can buy them in major bulk if you want. All right, well, let's get started. All right, so for first aid.
BC!
Hey, BC, we missed you last week. So glad to see you. Good to see you here. Oh, by the way, Hawaii Volcano Squad will be very happy to know. This is freshly filtered water from my
Berkey?
Berkey, and the filter's
Cool.
working great so far, but BC said that they've fixed that, so.
No leaks at all?
Huh? No
leaks?
No leaks, no issues so far. And it filters about 2 gallons of water in probably an hour or less. So not bad at all. And then I just got a big glass jug in, and so I fill that up, and then I refill my Berkey so that it'll just keep putting out water. And then I have some to.
Congratulations, that's a good prep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much because I will do a video to show what it's like if I don't use the filter and when I use the filter. But BC has a great deal on filters that he gets. Maybe he can type it in the external, and then I'll tell you what it is. But anyway,
the water is going out in Hawaii. Apparently, over here, all the well pumps have been neglected. They didn't buy any backups, and so like we got all of West Hawaii is like parts of it are just they're just they turn off the water because like for whole entire sections because like the pump stops working and then the water tanks go dry without the pump. They just get empty too fast because they put out a warning 3 or 4 months ago telling everybody they had mandatory rationing, but they don't really enforce it, and nobody is bothered with it to pay attention to any of the restrictions. And basically it's just the government doesn't know how to keep a well pump working. They can't do that. So like the whole west side of the island is like suffering water service terminations, interruptions basically.
Oh my goodness. Okay, BC says they're the Dalton filters, Doulton filters, and they're about like a third of the price of the Berkeys, and he's loving them, and he's never had any issues with them.
Dalton?
I got those from his video, Oily, when he recommended them, and put them in our 2-bucket filtration system. And yes, it's just nice to know what you do have. That somebody recommends that it works outstanding because of the experience with them.
Exactly.
Okay. Dalton, okay, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah. Jay Watterson 69 asked me what I have in my bag to filter or disinfect water. I have both the Sawyer mini water filter, and I also have the iodate tabs, the potassium iodate, I believe. Was it right? No, or is that for...
You got the liquid iodine, or you got the military water purifying tablet.
I have purifying tablets, and I have the iodine tablets. I have both but for the water, yeah, the purifying tablet. The Aqua 4 or something like that. I can't remember.
What is We Tree Bonsai axing me? Tape or super glue? No understand question.
She does not understand.
Is that a fake Japanese accent? I mean,
you don't worry about how I talk. I talk to We Tree Bonsai, Volcano.
Okay, so you have a picture of the Kevlar thread up, right?
Yeah, but I got a couple of these 75-foot trip lines. Adding them to my bug out bag. One to my bug out bag, one to my hydration bag. They miss
nice.
Them. Yeah, multi-filament silicone-coated Kevlar.
And affordable, man. I mean, a good price.
Cheap.
Yes.
Yeah, cheap. And I got a discount off of that too because I bought a couple other things and I think if you buy over $35 from Bud K, they give you 25% off. So anyway.
Also, I just got in today 8 5-gallon water jugs that are BPA free. They have them if you buy 8 or more. You get them for $6, like a little over $6, I think, a piece from BePrepared.com. Emergency Essentials. So normally $9, almost $10 a piece. So almost half price. So well worth, about 60% off. So
They have
or
good
almost
sales.
40% off. I mean, so yeah. So, anyways, I was excited about that. All right, we better get started.
I thought
First
we had
day.
started.
Well, with our bug out bag stuff.
Our subject, we move differently.
Yeah, we've spent half the time talking
We are
about.
not a precision military thing that's moving in a straight line based on the subject matter. Because if you ain't noticed, you got 2 chicks. When you got 2 uteruses in the room, things go a little wonky. If men ran it, it would be like, there'd be a PowerPoint presentation. It would be perfect. But you got 2 broads in here, so things go a little wonky. So we meander.
I just can't wait to get to talk about the solar powered wall that Trump's going to build.
Oh boy!
Well, he's going to put the solar panels at the top to make it higher.
And he's going to sell the electricity to Mexico, so Mexico pays for the wall.
He's just talking smack, and I loved it because solar panels, you don't want people shooting bullets at them. I got 24 of them on my roof, and I don't need anybody taking those out like that.
It was so funny. When I got done laughing, I realized how brilliant it was.
I liked how he said because it would make it higher because you want them up there, you know what I mean? But anyway, Oily, proceed because I made it wonky again. I'm sorry. I'm so bad.
And then Warren Buffett bailed out Canada today. Home Capital Group. The stock went. I mean, basically one of the states in Canada was just completely, all the home mortgages were insolvent. The bank was insolvent, and the stock went down to like 40 cents. And so he just like bought it all up. He doesn't have enough money to buy every insolvent bank in the world, but he's got enough money to buy that one. And that was a big deal when Home Capital Group was just going kaput because it's like total bank fail, and he just came in and bought it basically.
SKS Hugo is out there now. Hey SKS, welcome. Okay, so
first aid.
I was asked about why I didn't get the big rain barrels. I will, but I wanted some smaller jugs to be able to keep in the house because when it's freezing cold, I don't really want to be going trying to get water that probably be frozen outside in the rain barrels. And this way, I have a shelf I can put some on. Plus, I got a couple of them to put in our camper also.
In my opinion, every girl should have at least 2 big jugs.
I wish y'all men were packing, but they ain't. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm packing.
All right. So first aid. You need to pack at least a basic first aid kit that includes an assortment of bandages and a way to cleanse wounds, a large handkerchief or triangle bandage for broken or sprained arms, wrists, and is a great item to have as well. Be sure to pack prescription medication, something like Benadryl for severe allergic reactions, along with fever reducers, muscle rubs, etc. I include essential oils for this stuff in my kit. And, if you're into natural health and you're doing herbals instead of over-the-counter meds, go ahead and pack whatever it is that you're going to pack.
Yeah, Benadryl is very inexpensive at Walmart. It's like $4 for like 100, a tiny little pink tablets. And basically, I think it's just marked anti-allergy or something. But they're useful for sleep, to help you sleep. If you're just all hyped up and need to sleep, that'll help. It's over the counter, so it's only $4 for like 100 of them. So
that is something easy to overlook. That's really smart because all kind of reactions to stuff we're not used to.
Absolutely. And of course, in you can decide whether you're putting the water purification tablets in there with that. I consider that as part of health as well. But your iodine tablets for if you in the event of there's some kind of a
I've got water purification tablets in like every kit that I have. I got it in my medical bag, my day hike bag, and my bug out bag. So
smart move, definitely. And if you're taking oils with you, make sure you include some coconut oil. A trick that I like for topical, for things that you need to dilute down. If you are packing coconut oil, you can pack it in, because it does melt even if it's the solid.
Yep.
The unfractionated, but you can pack it in little contact lens containers. Those are waterproof. They're made to hold water, so you can just put a glob of your coconut oil or whatever oil it is in there and screw that lid on there and pop it in your bag, and you should be fine. If you want for added safety, you can add put it in a baggie so that you have that.
And a good description of the amount was a glob, known to Southern people as the exact amount. You know what I mean? And Jason McDaniel had a good idea: sewing needles and tweezer to get them pesky little splinters out, because one little splinter's like a hangnail, could drive you out your ever-loving mind.
Absolutely, and not just that, but it's a risk of infection too. So
yes,
that's the last thing you need if you're in the middle of all of that.
Yep.
So,
but make sure you have a set. Don't just take your tweezers from your medical cabinet and put it in your bug-out bag, because you have to have tweezers for around your house too, and it sucks having to go take stuff out of your bug-out bag every time you need something. You know.
Okay,
so.
only a man thinks like that, because we have one in the bathroom, we have one in the guest bathroom, we have 2 pairs in our damn purse. Okay.
I have like 8 pairs around here.
Yes, but you were absolutely right, Eruption, on that, because it'll make you crazy. And then you're going to use a bug out bag to grab and go, and then be like, oh, I didn't go get my tweezers, and my filter. So I hear you. That's very good.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll go down the road. Go down the row here. Oklahoma, Mouse. Did we start with Oklahoma last week? I think we did. So I think we're back at Mouse.
Oh, is it hard? Is it a hard question?
It's not a hard question.
Okay.
I just want to know if you have anything to add.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okey-doke. Squib, got anything to add as far as the first aid? Of course, if you're thinking a military guy, you're probably thinking like the bags or the pads that will absorb a lot of blood. Of course, a lot of people want to suggest tampons to absorb blood as well, like to stick in a wound. Got anything to add?
Call a corpsman.
Corpsman.
That's medic for the Marines and Navy, for those who don't know.
Oh, a corps man. Okay, I was like, call it. I thought I was done there. Mojo Bo with a shout out to all the BBWs is in the
Mojo Bo! And we have Absorb Self-Reliance out there. Hey, Mike. Good to see ya. So happy to see ya. Anyway, all right, Israeli bandage. Thank you very much. And then something for clots, for glue, for cuts. SKS Hugo said, all great. All
duct
great.
Tape.
Yeah, duct tape. I have in my kit, something to suture as well if you need to, but usually the what is it called? Man, I'm blanking out today. It's medical tape, but it sticks really well, and you can pull wounds together with that. The Patriot
tape.
Use sport tape, athletic tape. It's more water resistant.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
You may have to cut it off with scissors or use a pocket knife, but if you're trying to get it to stay on where you cut your hand or something, and you fix a lot of things, or
medical tape sticks.
Medical tape sticks, but I'm telling you, sport tape sticks better. I mean, I'm not a doctor, and a doctor may say, no, that's not good. Well, you're going to have gauze underneath it, so it's not like you're applying it directly to the wound. But in my experience, it holds up better against water, sweat, dirt, things like that. But you just may have to cut it off.
It usually comes with those metal clips, or those things with those metal things that have like a little hooks on them.
I'm not talking about an ace bandage. I'm talking about actual sport tape. Go to the sporting goods department in Walmart, and you can buy it. It's about an inch in width, white.
I just shopped at Walmart yesterday. Give me a Walmart. I need a break from Walmart.
Okay, another thing thing is transport tape. This is what
Yeah.
the Patriot nurse was suggesting. You can cut
Yeah,
this
that's what they use
and then tear it
in
into little
hospitals.
strips. Clean the wound really well. Take your alcohol pad and clean around the edge really, really well so that it'll get all the oils off and dirt off. And then you just take your strips, pull your skin together, start at one end, and then do the middle and the other end, and then fill in between.
That probably won't be at Walmart. You'll probably have to get that off Amazon.
Steri strips.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's out there screaming steri strips. We're making him mental.
Yep. Yes, steri strips. I said that a while ago. He may not have heard me, but steri strips, or like I said, this transport tape. It looks like a woven cloth. Do you see that? So it tears very easily. You just tear it into a strip like that, however length you want.
Yeah, and you can put that right over your wound.
Super glue the edges of it if you want. Like
it'll stick by itself.
Yeah, it'll stick. But if you're going to be really trudging through water and stuff, you can add a little super glue to it too, and it'll help. But
and Finga says swimmer's tape works well too.
Oh, good to know. And good for blisters too. Awesome.
Yeah, keep your wounds clean. You can get in your medical kit those low sodium water, purified water wound cleaner sprays.
Yeah.
You know, it's just water with a tiny bit of salt in it and sterilized water. So you have to clean your wounds out at least once a day, or they'll get infected and you die. So
saline, Oklahoma preppers.
Yeah, saline solution. Sorry, my brain isn't working.
And Finga, and that's volcano eruption. And Finga said moleskin. I live for that stuff. When I get a new pair of shoes, when I used to work and have to wear like girl clothes instead of yard clothes, you know, and fishing clothes, and get a new pair of pumps, and I use that moleskin to where the back of that pump would not scrape against my back of my heel. That's
somehow I was looking at prepper videos the other day, and I wound up watching like Al Bundy shoe jokes on YouTube. I was like, how did I get here?
Listen to how serious this is. Jay Gregg says that moleskin is a must. A blister is what started all of his problems with his right foot and led to an amputation. So there's nothing more important than taking care of your feet. Now that's how, and then like we talked about crotch rot, that's like jungle foot, right? Trench foot, and can take you right out there. So very, very good advice.
Yeah, you turn into a zombie from that.
Oh. Finga is talking about that nasty chromochrome stuff our moms used to put on that was like orange and purple. Mercurochrome, and burned like a bleep. Yeah, burn it. And your mother whipped it out for everything, right? We have both our feet. It worked.
The army used to say, or the military used to say, paint it with mercurochrome and mark them good for active duty.
Oh, I didn't know that. I love that.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So we're good on first aid?
Yes, ma'am.
10-4. Moving on. Documents. Okay. Make a copy of all documents such as driver's licenses, birth certificates, death certificates, marriage licenses, social security cards, state-issued IDs, passports, home health and life, deeds, and any other documents you may need.
Why would you need your own death certificate?
The death certificate's for your spouse or something, you goober.
Don't forget divorce decrees.
Divorce
decree. Stop it.
Records. You know, you want to have things like written down, like allergies, surgeries, medications.
So, I have a question for Squid. Do you actually have a bug out bag? Because you're kind of anti-bug out. You're more of a bug in kind of a person over there in Michigan.
No, I don't have a bug out bag. I could make something up if I needed to, but in general, there's nothing to bug out for where I'm at. That's why I'm not saying very much.
Okay.
Okay, why is Oklahoma screaming at us in the external Indian cars? I don't know. Why is he out there? Did his mic break? Oh, and Sandy, I had to explain what her girl clothes. I mean, like sissy office clothes when I used to have a job instead of a retired old fart on the coast fishing every day. So like, like skirts. Ew, I even wore pantyhose. That was horrible. And like
Oh, that was
pumps instead of flip-flops. So girly clothes. That's what I was talking about.
BC Truck says between mercurochrome and Robitussin, there should be no illness on this planet.
Well,
Word.
pantyhose might make a good tourniquet. In the pinch.
Do you remember?
That's about all they're good for.
This'll crack you up about Robitussin. When they learned that Robitussin in the past had an ingredient that took away the filmy surface that's naturally over a woman's cervix, and there was an eruption of young teenage pregnancies. Well,
Oh, that's
it
right.
had codeine in it too, so the girls were slamming it and ended up getting knocked up by some errant running across a desk sperm somewhere. So Robitussin, I'm not touching that. No, just saying.
The Funky Comedina.
He called Tina. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, and of course, like I mentioned before on the documents, make sure you have a copy of recent utility bills, things like that, because, like I said, there were people here in Oklahoma that
Yeah,
they
if you
didn't.
go back into disaster area, the police are going to want to make sure that you're not a looter and that you actually live there. So, or they won't let you buy. They'll have a
Exactly.
roadblock. I mean, I remember that when I went to see my place burned down. But they'll be just trying to keep out looters. So if you don't have any way to prove that you actually lived in a disaster area, they won't let you back in.
Mojo Bo, they
Uh,
wasn't putting it
I
there.
went- when
Go
I
ahead,
drove
Oklahoma.
to the city to do search and rescue back in 2013, I did not have my search and rescue ID for the company that or the organization that I own. I didn't have my my ID. Of all people, the one that owns the company doesn't have his ID. So I actually had to have one of my directors come up to the gate where the checkpoint and prove, like, he had to say, yeah, he's the one that runs this company. He's the owner, and so that was what got me in. So absolutely a good idea on IDs, and even if you're with an organization, whether it be volunteer firefighter, volunteer anything, law enforcement, reserve, EMS, off duty, or whatever, make sure you have all available public servant IDs to be able to get into zones where you might be needed an assistant. And that is, and I'm not telling you to go against NIMS and incident commands and go freelance, because that will get you arrested as well. But if you're needed and you don't have your proper IDs, you will not be able to get into these secured areas for fear of looters, because that's what the checkpoints were for, is because a lot of people in Oklahoma City were actually dressed up as soldiers in the military, and were going in there and actually looting.
I mean, it's so crazy after in a disaster. I mean, when I was at like the Red Cross had set up their little disaster victims station in a church, and there were people who were just showing up for free stuff that had absolutely, their place didn't burn down. They just wanted free stuff. So
Yeah.
they're gonna, they check, they want ID to check, that you were in address, like if the place burned down, or if a tornado took out your place, they're gonna know like the addresses of the places that got taken out, and like even the Red Cross is gonna want to check your documents. So, and they're there to help people. So, but they're very cool. They give you vouchers for stuff at stores. So you take a voucher for like a new clothes or new bedroom, new bed or whatever. They'll just write a voucher for it, and the stores or vendors, turn in the vouchers, and the Red Cross gets money. Eventually, whatever isn't donated, the FEMA just picks up the tab for the Red Cross vouchers. That's how it works. At least, well, the banks are up. You know, the government is still working.
Yeah. Anybody else have to add anything to document?
I would say make sure you have your health insurance card, but I don't know if we're gonna have health insurance. The whole system is, you know.
Well, that's true. I mean, your health insurance card or a copy of it is great to have too. You don't know if you'll need.
Yeah, I had major problems when I was. I mean, because when I was in the emergency room once. I you know, my healthcare card got lost, and boy, I had to. That was a big problem. And when they transfer you from one hospital to the others, you tell them, can you please ask the health insurance company to get me a replacement card? They said, oh, don't worry, we already have all your information, but you're going to need it eventually. And anyway, don't lose it.
Shot records is one that wasn't said. I did mention Medicaid and allergy list, but Faith might not have heard that. But yeah, shot records for the kids if you need to.
Yeah, and write down all your medications and have somewhere where if you're unconscious, somebody can find it, you know, so they can see what you're on.
One thing I want to remind everyone is when we're talking about prepping for bugging out, just a reminder, you're not bugging out for when we get nuked. You're bugging out for anything such as natural disasters like wildfires, tornadoes. And even in those situations, we're still going to have infrastructure. So all of this, what seems to be minimal or absolutely bottom of the barrel stuff is still important, because if a tornado comes through and wipes my town out, my birth certificate, and I'm the worst of it. I don't have any copies. I don't have any of it. So that's always a good thing to have, because if a tornado comes through and blows my house away, or wildfire comes and burns this town down, then I don't have any IDs. I don't have any insurance cards or anything like that. So that's always something to keep in mind. You're not always prepping for the end of the world. You're also prepping for natural disasters, everyday emergencies.
Good point. Not just I'm never coming home back. Yeah.
Alien invasions, bank collapses, you know.
What about storing copies of things in a safe deposit box?
Oh, that's the worst thing you could do. God.
Oh, yeah, because a tornado can blow away a bank.
More importantly, the bank can just close, or they can just decide to take everybody's deposit box and move it somewhere else.
I just have it in fireproof safe, you know.
Yeah, I have mine all. And another tip is, like, for your home, in your safe. I had a friend that was a firefighter. My husband is a volunteer firefighter, but somebody that did it for a living is a little different. And
I just want to say, okay.
Hold on, has a little bit more knowledge. He said that on your important documents, if you're putting them in your safe, still make sure that they're in a waterproof baggie, because it may be fireproof, but that doesn't mean the water won't get in there and destroy your documents. So I have a giant Ziploc bag that I keep my bag of stuff in. That way I can just pull it out. It has handles. I can carry it with me, but I also have it in a giant Ziploc bag, so it's waterproof. Okay, go ahead, Hawaii.
I forgot what I was going to say, but it was important.
Sorry. It was about the putting it in your safe or something.
Oh, I was just going to say that, don't put anything in a safety deposit box. Banks, I mean, Warren Buffett just bailed out a huge insolvent bank, and there's insolvent banks, like almost all of them are insolvent at this point, which means, there's just tons of money that was put in by depositors. I mean, Illinois is bankrupt, except states aren't legally allowed to file for bankruptcy. Right. And so I don't know if anybody in this chat or in the external lives in Illinois, but if you have a teacher's pension, you're screwed. And I know this is a PG chat, so I'm trying to keep it PG, but you are really screwed. If you won the lottery, you're screwed because they don't have the money to pay you. It's like Detroit, Chicago is going to be like worse than Detroit. Right now, Detroit has the most murders, most crime, most everything. But Chicago's coming in second, and they're about to overtake Detroit because the whole state is bankrupt. Except they aren't allowed to file for any protection. The states aren't allowed to. Puerto Rico filed Title 13, but they're a territory, not a state.
Right.
I've got one last thing to add to that whole document in protection. If you are anytime your home or your town is being threatened by wildfire, if you have a storm shelter, if you have an underground storm cellar, the best way to keep everything in your property without having to take it out and try to load up a U-Haul truck and drive it out in front of the fire is put everything in the storm shelter under the fire, because that will protect it as well.
Oh.
Awesome.
Just
All
bury
right.
everything that you have under, like 20 feet under the ground.
Hey, Keith Gregory. Welcome. Rain Country's out there. Welcome, Rain. J. Greg Campbell's out there. Welcome, you guys. Good to see you.
Oh God, John C. just said Illinois, which is not Illinois. It is at least trying to reach a goal, even if it's bankruptcy.
Yeah, and it's like the what was it, the literacy rate of like people in Illinois, and especially Chicago, is like less than 50%. But the teachers union is going on strike because they want a raise.
Yes.
People may actually learn to read if the teachers go on strike.
Yes.
They'll have a chance.
Maybe. Yeah, don't get me started on all of that stuff, because
Okay, all right.
yeah, I'll get in.
Okay,
me and my mom
documents,
argue
documents, first aid, and what's next?
comfort items. This is very short. These items may include photos, a favorite toy or blanket for a child, playing cards with other boredom busters that are not too heavy.
Are Glocks okay for comfort?
Absolutely. That falls in more than one category right there. It's good for your health. It's good for your sanity.
Peace of mind.
Yep, and it's good for protection, and it's a way to communicate to some people. Get the heck out of here.
Some people don't understand any other language.
Yep. Well, goodness. Guess what, guys? We
finished
with 10 minutes to spare. Can you believe it?
It's like a miracle.
You know what that
Now,
means?
we should.
Foxtrot.
Yes, trench foot. We should ask the external. I was looking for the word so hidden numitit didn't get upset. What subject they would like covered next week?
Coins, I would guess.
Give us some ideas. We're always looking for ideas. I know I am. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, for those that have been here pretty much every episode, or at least seen every episode, if there's something we missed, if you go back and rewatch them and there's something we missed in each category, put them in the comments below. I'll add them to the list, and I'll revise my list and have them. I'll post this list on Steemit, on my Steemit.
Hey, everybody, that's a great reminder. If you guys haven't, get on Steemit. Even if you guys don't post videos, if you guys just it's like Facebook, but they pay you.
Except they don't censor you though on Steemit.
Yeah.
They pay you, and I think I've been on Steemit for a week, and I think I've already made $30 just by copying and pasting my videos that I've already posted on YouTube to Steemit, and I've only made, I think, 4 cents in 6 months on YouTube. So I've already got $30.
YouTube is bad. YouTube is getting bad for that.
Now we have some ideas out here. Jay Greg says barter items after the poop hits the fan. Finger Lake says we should talk about bag weight, what's realistic, and that's a seriously good point. Okay.
And that's going to be different for everybody depending on like your physical capabilities. Whether you're a man or a woman, men generally have more muscle mass, so they're going to be able to carry more. But if you've got a bad back like Oklahoma, you're not necessarily going to be able to do that. So, you have to look at what your physical limitations are. For a little child, most of Chelsea's items that I'm going to pack for her are going to be split between our bags. It's not going to be in her bag. She's going to have her comfort items. She can carry all the toilet paper.
Yes.
Yeah. She can carry all the light stuff like a blanket, like a comfort item, like some kind of little boredom buster toy, like whether it be a coloring book and crayons or something like that, and some of her water. But
and if you're bugging out, do what my grandfather did. Even if you don't, just get extra bed sheets for stuff that you want to take with you. And if there's other people bugging out that need your help, like, they don't know which way to go, or they just want to join a group, to say, okay, carry my stuff and you're in my group, and because when my grandparents had to bug out, everybody, they wanted help. People needed help to get away from the Nazis. Everybody was sneaking across the border, but they didn't know how to do it. So they asked my grandfather for help, and he didn't want to charge them any money, run away from the Nazis, but hey, just carry my stuff, I'll help you.
Swiveload had a good question on what about bugging in, because we just went through that with this huge storm here, and the list I made to put on my refrigerator was get the plastic and the tape out of the room under our house, because we're 12 feet up on raised piers, because it's great that I have it down there, but if in that storm that went over 24 hours I had a window broken, we would have struggled to get downstairs to get the darn plastic that I have for the windows.
Well, you need a hedgehog.
Right. As far as bugging in, here in Oklahoma, we have every season throughout the year in one day. There can be 3 inches of snow on the ground in the Panhandle. The Oklahoma City can get tore up with tornadoes, and over in the southeast part of Oklahoma, we can be getting wildfires. So,
wow.
Bugging out and bugging in is really hard for us to do. However,
you would bug in for 3 inches of snow.
Well, I'm talking like ice storm. I am almost off grid with the exception of electricity, or with the exception of internet and cell phone. I'm going to stay inside the house for ice storms. I've got wood stove. I've got, I'm good with that. So when it comes to cold weather, I'm going to bug in rather than bugging out. But that being said, with all of the seasons in one day, or all the seasons of the year in one day in the state of Oklahoma, it's hard to bug in or bug out depending on what's coming tomorrow.
Yes.
So we don't want to be stuck in the house when it's going to get 80 degrees and tornadoes possibly, or wildfires. There's no telling around here. Mojo asked, what is Steemit? Mojo, I don't know if you saw there, but I posted the website on there, www.steemit.com, Steem with 2 E's.
You're cutting out, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's his network.
Yeah.
Steemit is like Facebook that pays you. So that's all you need to know. Just get in there, get you an account, start putting statuses up, and you immediately have money.
Yeah, why don't you? Hey, Oily, you need to put everybody's Steemit link on underneath their YouTube links in the chat descriptions.
In Oklahoma, all of a sudden your audio picked up and you sound like you're in my top pocket.
Okay, sorry. Okay, for those of you that are questioning it, it is you've got to sign up for another social media platform. I hate that, but just for signing up, I got $1.47 just for signing up.
Wow.
I've only been on there a week and $30, so it's not much, but hey.
I need to go actually pay attention to my account.
On one post.
And Rain said if you add a photo or two and type a description, there are a lot of people who prefer to read. Like, I hate going to a website and have to sit through a video after I have to do skip ad. Type words, for God's sake. You're a journalist. You're a web page. I don't need to watch the people say it. Type the freaking words.
Having the video there for the ones that want, like me, reading sometimes is kind of difficult because I have a chronic headache. So after a while staring at a screen, I can at least put a video on and then scoot back from my laptop and be further away and not be so close to a screen. Or I can just listen, if I need to. So it's great to have both, to add a little extra in there that you don't have in the video, for instance. And then in the video, you post your video on YouTube. Then you share the URL link over on Steemit is what you do.
Okay.
So you take your YouTube video, then you post it over there. Have to upload your photo to a safe, like an image site, like Safe Image or something like that, and then post the URL in the link, and it'll show, or in your text. That's all you got to do. So absolutely awesome. What are you showing there, Hawaii? I can't see it.
Focus on me for a second. It's
all about you right now.
It's a John Wayne movie called The Big Trail, and it was the first 70 millimeter movie shot in 70 millimeter, and this is a Blu-ray of it. It's called The Big Trail, and it's black and white, but it's one of his first one. A lot of people haven't seen this one, but it was one of the basically. The guy who the director wanted, the producer wanted, was under contract to a different studio, and so John Wayne was working, just moving props around, and so I think John Ford or some other director said, "Hey, just hire that guy; he'll be good." And that's how that was shot in 70 millimeter. That was one of his first big movies, and it had an optical soundtrack, which William Fox had at the time. So that's anyway, it's. I can't wait to actually. I just got this. I can't wait to look at it later tonight. So if you're into John Wayne movies, The Big Trail, check it out.
Since we're bragging about our stuff that we got, I just got this in the mail. Yes, I am a big train nerd. I love trains. Train Sim 2015, and I put it in the computer, and the computer is too small.
Oh
no!
It's time to buy a new computer. Every time you buy a new,
irritating.
Yeah, I know. Don't you hate that?
Oklahoma, how close do you live to railroad tracks?
A block. I mean,
Okay.
literally. And I'm actually listening. That's who's talking on the radio. Is the train crew. But yeah, I'm actually talking to a developer. One of the developers for these simulator games, like Truck Simulator, Flight Simulator, Train Simulator, all these simulator games made by Dovetail Games. I'm actually talking to a developer about adding stuff in the next game that's more really not fair.
It's quitting time, kids. It's been 1 hour.
I can't believe we made it one whole episode, one whole show without talking everybody's ears off on 14,000 different subjects.
Okay, so like we like to go on side roads. We're dirt road people. We take a little tangent to the left, we swing. Sometimes we make a complete circle, and then we make a U-turn and go backwards. That's how we roll.
This is what we call in YouTube world ADHD.
Yes, nailed it. I'm gonna head off, and it was fun as always. I have to go TT. I have a little teeny tiny mouse bladder. It's so little.
Thank you, mouse toes, and your teeny tiny bladder. Appreciate you.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for coming. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of my panelists. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming, and those that watch later on, that you watch, that you stop by. Appreciate y'all. I love each and every one of you. If you need prayer, just holler at me, and I will pray for you. See y'all later. Night.
So